Hello, this is Kung Win. For the episode, I'm gonna show you how to block in a portrait in profile. And this time I don't have a live model with me, so I'm gonna use a photograph. And the picture right here is my friend Clarence, and he's a musician. And he posed for me a while ago, and I took some pictures of him for reference. So I used the pictures and I printed out for 11 by 17 inches, and I suggest you should print it out at the same size. Don't print them too small. And don't use the iPhone to image in the iPhone and draw from it. It's too small. It's no good for you. You need a good image to draw. Okay. For this episode, I'm attached this image so you can download it and bring it out for practicing. For the paper, I use the same paper like the first and second episodes. It's the Canson English dark gray colors. And for the pencil, I only use 2B medium for this exercise. That was just about it. And some white chalk, and that was it. So let's start. To start, I'm gonna make a few important landmarks, such as the top of his head. Then the second landmark is the bottom of his chin, to show that how big I want his head gonna be. Okay, so it to be the top, this could be his chin. Then I will pay attention to the shape of his head. Okay, so I know that here, the little bit angle here. The technique called envelope. Okay, I'm drawing the outside. Just roughly, okay? Then I have to measure them again. So far, I just try to build the outside. We call it the outline of his head. This is the bottom of his chin, and this is the lower part. You can see underneath of his chin. So I just simply make them a little bit lower. And the shape it over here. And I can see this is the shape of the forehead. Just going down a little bit. This is the back. This is hair. So it's very simple. You see, I make a few landmarks here, but I need to measure to make sure that all the line here is correct. Okay. To start, to make sure that all the feature is placed in the right spots, I'm gonna write down where the tear duct is. Okay. In general, the tear duct is right in the middle of the bottom of the chin and the top of the skull. But in this case, he's looking up a little bit. It means this part, the lower part, will be a little bit longer than the top part, but I need to measure anyway, so I'm gonna measure it, and I will write. So in this case, it's slightly longer. So that's here. I just simply make a mark. This where his eye, the tear ducts. Okay. I just simply make a landmark like that. Tilt it a little bit because he's looking up, so I'm gonna change direction. Okay. Drawing in profile is more challenging because you cannot see another side, but you're gonna see more the outline of the contour of his features. If you make the outline wrong, and you cannot get his lightness. Okay, so that's very important to learn. For my job as an artist, I especially love to draw profile. I think it's fun, and it's some beautiful painting such as Madam X from John Singer Sargent is one of my favorite profile painting. It's so powerful. Alright, so time for me to make sure that this straight line here, I just simply make a line, okay? Then this is where the nose sticking out. The nose is sticking out the most, and then his lips, and then his forehead. The forehead is slowly inside, and it could be like upward his lips here. So the nose is sticking out the most. But time for me to find the distance between the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin compared to the bottom of the nose to his eyebrow. In this case, he wearing a dress hat here. So a bandana, that's what you call. So this gonna have the eyebrow is somewhere covered by the bandana. Okay. So I make sure it here, and I will be careful. Take a look and measure. Okay. It's the eyebrows up here. Just where the bandana is. I just make the mark first. Then it means I measure this. The bottom of the nose is here. So this distance from the bottom of the chin to the distance are not equal. The bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin is much bigger, is much longer. So I will make sure that it's about here, here. I just make a landmark here. So I found this is the bottom of the nose. This is the tear duct. I just make a mark in here. It's a tear duct. And I will guessing that part is where his bandanas is started from here. Okay. Just when I have this one here, I'm just simple make a line mark to make sure that I know this is the outside of his nose, and make sure that I see that angle here. Try to match it for now. And this is where the bandana started. Then I'm gonna connect this line to here. I'm gonna remove the dot where I first here. That's for the teeth. I'm gonna move them to the right a little bit more. Okay. So this is the line when the nose sticking out the most. The second line here where is his eyes. Okay, I can see that. I'm drawing using mostly, straight lines, so that easy for me to control. Here you go. There's a beautiful nose here. It's sticking out here. The next step I'm looking for here is the footlight here. Try to make it cleaner so you can see it better. Then the lip sticking out, but it's not as far at the nose, so it's just slightly lower, and I can feel. I saw that. Central line now is right here. Go along the nose, go back, go here, and go around his forehead here. That's the central line, or the center line. Okay. So this line, this is where his philtrum is sticking out, and I just symbol make a mark here for the upper lips. I'm not gonna hurry to draw the lips, okay? I'm not there yet. Time for me to looking for the bottom of the chin is right here. But I need to find out this angle here, okay? Like we make a symbol angle here. And that part is lower than underneath the his chin. And it turns into a shape like this. There is his lower chin. If he looks straight at us, we see this. Because he looking up, so we see a little bit more underneath of his chin here, okay? That part. I'm looking for that angle here, and now you can see that the lower lip also sticking out, but it's not as far as the upper lips. Slightly, just right here. And I would just make that line. And here is his chin. It's already like take 10 minutes to build this. Okay, so now I have the nose here. I will pay attention if that this line touching, if it is a straight line, you're gonna touch the tear ducts or not in this case. No, it's not. It's still just a little bit. So I make a little mark here. Look for my pencil, okay? So this part, the tear duct gonna be here. And I like to use the relationship of all the feature. If this angle is like this, I'm looking for this angle here. Somewhat I find the end of his eyes here. Just for now. Okay, I can just symbol make a little bit suggestion light. You can see a little bit of his eyes. I'm also looking for the relationship with this left eye, the lower lid here, connected to the nose, a little bit like this. From here, I can see that the eye somewhat right here. Okay, now don't forget about don't pay attention to the detail much. Let's build the outline first. Okay. Now I will, I'm going to draw the bandana like this. But time for me to figure it out. Where is the jawline? I don't know. I cannot guess. A lot of artists, they have to be, you have to draw every day, so your eye, your hand, your brain work like a machine. Then you can figure things out very easy. And the master, they can just draw. We're learning, we cannot guess yet. We will, at some point when you draw a lot, you can start guessing. It's gonna be become your second nature, and you could just guess. But at this point we're learning now. So I like you to measure, okay? So I will measure this distance from here to here and see how it compared to here to here, okay? Let's measure. Is from this distance here to the nose, it's very almost equal from the bottom of the chin to right in the bandana here. So I'm gonna just duplicate the distance from this, use my pencil, turn around, and I see that mark here. Make sure I got it. About like this. So now I'm looking for the angle of the ear. The ear is low a little bit. He's looking up. we have the ears around here, and the ears is like that. Make sure that light is a little bit tilted here. So we have this here. From here we can guessing where the jawline is, okay? We can have symbol lower that part and come up, and it just symbol like that, straight line for now. Make it straight line. Looking for the neckline. It come from here and they go straight and it tilted and they get touching right in the middle of the nose. So I can feel that the straight line is right here. And in this case, I will symbol. I like you to pay attention to the cheekbone all the time, okay? You can see that beautiful line here. Always pay attention to it, okay? So make symbol mark for now. Then I have an ear. Make it a little bit broader. Same distance here, compare this side to side. I find the outside is his hair is here, then looking for ear, and you can see that banana wrapping his hair. And I love drawing so much, and to be honest, I could draw all day. I love painting too, but drawing is what I find for so fascinating. To contract a hat from nothing to something. For example, just for how long have we been do? It's about 16 minutes, and we have the foundation like this. I love it very much, and I like you to pick up a pencil and draw too. If you can spend half an hour a day, okay? You don't have to draw all finished detail, but if you build something like this for half an hour, I would be very happy. I would be in a month. You don't know how much you grow, okay? So I will continue to develop his character, okay? But I've been measuring that distance from this the bandana here to the top of his head, pretty much equal the distance from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin in here. Okay, so I have all the measurement look fine. Okay, but time for me to breaking in or break down a little bit more. So that's the outside. We have almost everything. Outside look okay for you to go for a little bit more detail. Okay, so let's start with the nose. I'm sorry. And you know that with me, I like to start with the nose. But let's take a look at beautiful angles in here. And again, I'm just simple make landmarks again. Make sure that. Second, make sure that like here is looking fine. All right, straight line. Then I will looking for, you see that like here is almost connect to this line. It's like a relationship or human face. Make a little bit beautiful lines in here. Make a lot more there. I will looking for, this is the top of his nose here. I'm looking for the bottom, the blends under the nose. Okay, so I have this line here. Remember, nose is three-dimensional. So I know some of us just keep drawing the outline. So when you draw the outline, you're drawing the contour. Okay, you don't see the dimension of it. It's the very nose is have blend in the bottom of the nose, the side of the nose, the top of the nose, and another side which be you cannot see it. But that's important to understand it all the way, all the time, okay? Top of the nose. Let me prepare my pencil a little bit better. Okay. You can see another nostril sticking out here. I can come in here. And this is Fuchsium sticking out. And his beautiful lips. Looking for that angle here. And it's going down. Then I need to measure that corner of the mouth, compare. It come very, I'll just go outside the tear duct a little bit. So I'm just make a little mark here. Before I do it, I like to draw the central line. You see that line here? Come right here, come the nose, come here, middle of the forehead, and they come along the head. It's always important to see that lines, okay? So it's easy for us to draw. And this side is the plans of the head. Here is you can see that. This is the, if I can draw a little bit more anatomy, his skull is over here. Like that. This is the side of his head. It's flat this side. This is one plan, another plan of the forehead. And this is where his hair is sticking out. He has a very thick hairline. We have this is where is his fuchsium ended. I can symbol draw the line. Don't forget to have his mustache, okay? This could be a good line for art to see. I can symbol looking for relationship. The line here, connect to the nose here. I have one line here, and this line coming up, come down, like that. And he look up, so I see more the distance under the lower lip. More like that. I break down the blend now, so I can see that more dimension of his face. Here you go. You can see that his face is slowly up here. I noticed this curve here might be a little bit too curved. I'm gonna come it back down. Just that sometimes a little bit line make the difference, okay? So I'm gonna just change the line here a little bit. Make it come here, come back. Should be like that. So it means it should be that, and then just go down, go this way, okay? And I have this beautiful jawline here. Yes, this is the cast shadow of his neck. This is called block in. I start to show the shape of the shadow, and I just filling in, block in the shadow. You see that? Alright, so now I can see that line here come and it connect to his ear. I'm going to draw the ear. Ears is very important. I mentioned many times. As an artist, you have to learn every single feature of the face, okay? You have to draw everything and block in the shadow. Okay, so let's start with the side of his face. This is where is his hair connected to his beard, turn into a shape. Think about shapes and forms, okay? This line here a little bit, this should be dark in here, and that line is closer, it's connect, it should be come in, come out, just symbol like that. Feeling a little bit, fill in, feel shape. You see that? I can see the cheekbone here. Very beautiful structure face. Alright, so time for me to pay more attention to the eyes. Again, I'm still just on straight line, and I will make them a little bit darker when everything is more, what can I say? When I have everything in ready for me to go for detail. This beautiful line here. There's everything here is animated. This is an eye socket, okay? Just the upper lid, make a mark. That light here, and usually it comes all the way connected here. This light here, this will be his top of his eye. Getting there, you guys. Make sure that lower lid here connected here. I mean, this light should be a little bit lower. I will do some episode about drawing eyes and nose in the future. And at the same time, I'd like you to study eyes and nose and lips. Okay, that's very important. If you want to be again, I mentioned this again. If you want to be a portrait artist, you have to master all the facial features, especially eyes, because that's where it is showing the emotion, and portrait art is about the feeling or the emotion. Okay, if you cannot do an eye, then it's going to be very hard for you to learn how to be a portrait artist. It's actually impossible. um, make sure that I think that line should be a little bit inside. Tight head, come up a bit higher, come back, make it like that. Make the corner of the lip. And other side. Come in. See, we are already have all the information needed for his portrait. Okay, it's time for me to fill in the shadow and put some details, and we're done. It's just the beginning state of the portrait. And again, I'd like you to do this exercise with me. I will include this image of him. Then I'd like you to start drawing it. Okay, you don't have to be a full detailed drawing, but if you can go to or something similar to this stage, it could be just fine. It's just we block in a portrait. Okay, and we're gonna go for values and details and edges when we are ready. At this point, we're learning how to block in first, and this is the hardest part actually. I'm teaching so many workshops, and that is the hardest part to teach, because most of the students they don't know how to start. Okay, if you don't know how to start, everything becomes very hard and it seems very complicated. But when you have the method or a concept, okay, everything becomes much easier. For example, this exercise, I mentioned this again. When we started, we made a mark top, bottom. We find the center of the eyes. Usually it's right between this part and this part. But because he's looking up, so this part is a little bit longer than the top part. And from there, we measure, we divide them by 3 parts, right? From bottom of the nose to bottom of the chin. Bottom of the nose to the hairline, and from the hairline to the eyebrows, and from the eyebrows it goes to the hairline. But in this case, we don't have the hairline; we have top of his head. So when we know how to divide, and we have the method, then everything becomes much simple, much easier. Okay, so. Okay, let's continue to work on our his features, and we're gonna block in some of the shadow. Okay, this is my very sharp brush, and I use them many times If you go back to the very first episode, you can see how I use this brush. This is actually for watercolors. But I think I love the hairs here. It's very soft and it's perfect for softening all my drawing, all the lines here. So I can go a little bit darker. And I like the softness when the draw, to see all the line become very soft, and I love it. But this is just optional. You don't have to do it too, okay? You don't have to. Let's clean up the drawing a little bit. Let's clean up this messy outline here. Make them a little bit cleaner. So when you are strong with drawing, this could be turned into your style, okay? Some people could make like a symbol or strokes and add more backgrounds on charcoals or pastels or whatever it becomes as a style. But I'd rather teaching you how to draw first, then you will find your own style later. You're gonna find your own voice later, what it is. That's important to learn how to draw and find your voice, okay? You learn it from me here, but I would like you to find yourself. That's important to find your voice in the arts world, find your own signatures, okay? So let's start working a little bit more details, and I'm gonna start with the nose again. Let's block in here. Block in the shadow. And I'm using for a symbol, I'm using a Juby medium. For the starting for the drawing, I don't use a lot of dark pencil. I start very light, so it's easy for me to correct my painting. Okay, my drawing. Okay. I'm blocking the shadow here, and I can see that here is another shape. I can see that this is his mustache here. Okay, and I mean the lips will be slightly down a little bit. Just block in the shadow. See that? It's your when you do a painting, this also good if you do a drawing like this. You get all the form and lines, and you block in all the features, the shadow, and you can just transfer it to the canvas. Okay, in case if you are not strong enough to draw to paint direct on the canvas. I do this sometimes too, especially in a big work. I like to do that too. Let's work on the eyes. I think in the future I'm gonna do this portrait in pastel, and I also gonna show you how to do a portrait in pastel pencil. And I will use this. I will use this drawing and to show you how to scan, how to transfer this drawing to a sandpaper. Okay, but we're gonna go there, but step by step. I like to teach you how to draw first. Drawing again is the foundation of everything, and if you draw a drawing later on, you can do pastel, oil, whatever, watercolor. You wouldn't, you wouldn't be afraid if you draw a drawing you want. You will be never afraid of any medium. Okay, so drawing again is the foundation of everything. If you very strong at drawing, um, you can do anything you want. Okay, so I want to mention that for this class online, I like people to focus on drawing first, and later on we're gonna do all the materials. I can teach you how to do pastel, different way, loose or tight. When you're very strong at tight drawing, you can do loose as well. Don't have to be all detail. You can do a little bit more impressionist. But if you have understanding of the drawing foundation, then it still look beautiful. But if you don't have a good drawing skill and you try to do loose, it's not gonna look good. Okay, just like you don't know how to walk and you think you can run. I like you to just simple thing about go back to the foundation. That's where you learn is drawing. Very simple. Learn how to walk first. And when you're ready to run, you can run. Any kinds of art is the same. You need to have a good foundation first, and then later on you find your own voice and you think, oh, I do this, now time for me to do something different. Okay, you see is the block is almost there, and it's just the beginning of the drawing. Usually for this I will start shading and build up with values, forms and details. Then we're done. I hope that you will do this exercise with me. Again, I'm gonna attach this drawing here, and then you can just bring them out and draw like this with me. Okay, just do a little bit drawing. And I'm still using 2B medium pencil. Nothing different. I didn't for this stage. I don't need to use darker pencil. Just simple 2B medium. Okay. And later on, if I have time, I would develop the drawing until in full detail. If I have time, I will post it as well. And I will use 4B mediums. I'm gonna use a little bit 6B for his hair. But for this one, I think I don't have time for it. I can just show you how to block in first. be a little bit lower. What if you do if you don't have somebody pose for you? Find a good picture, okay, and draw. Nothing wrong with it. Some people will say, oh, don't draw from picture. Well, we don't copy from picture. We're not gonna try to make the drawing look like a photograph, okay? We use the photograph as a reference, and to turn this into a drawing, a piece of art, that's completely different, okay? And I like you to think about it that way too. There are many artists out there do a lot of beautiful work, but they try to make it look so much like the original photo reference, and for me it doesn't make any sense. And we spend so much time to draw it look just like a photograph, and for me it's why bother? Why don't you just take a photograph or go to a printer and bring them out at much that you want? No problem. You don't have to spend time to doing that. I want you to use the photograph as a reference and turn it to your own drawing, okay? So that'd be fine. And again, I am not a lot of people love to trace, then that's a different story. If you're tracing, then you're not gonna learn anything. If you trace, all you see is the contour, all you see is the outline, but you don't understand the shape or form. So that's important, not to trace. I don't, I know that a lot of people love to trace because they always save time and they don't care about the drawing stage. All they care is the final result. Well, it's up to you, but I believe as an artist, you need to learn how to draw first. Then the tracing would never compare to a drawing, okay? It will never the same. It's totally different, and the feeling is different. It's no way you can compare a tracing drawing compared to a drawing, freehand drawing. And I'm teaching people drawing from life, people drawing from photograph. And I think if you draw a drawing from life, and you can draw everything from photograph, you still make it look like you're drawing from life because you understand the concept, not copy the photograph. The photograph is just a wheel or a tool to help you to draw, but you see, I'm blocking all the shadow. I see his beautiful strong shoulder here, looking for the connection here. Just a simple shape like this, it's building the feeling of it. You can see that this is his hair. And this is good enough for you to transfer it to a canvas or other paper if you want to make it completely a beautiful drawing, if you want to, okay? This could be a very nice drawing. If I'm gonna go travel teaching, if I come back and I have time, I definitely gonna spend more time on this sketch, and totally it's gonna be a good idea to work it on it and make it turn into a finished drawing. Here you go. So you can see that this block in is completely done. I don't know how long we spend time here, maybe over an hour. But it's you can see that how fun it is. If you draw in form, you have a methods, and you can turn it to from a photograph. You make it look like a drawing, right? Before I start, okay, I would you white chalk to bring some highlights in it, and I will start, okay? Let's take a look at the highlight. Just simple, make a little bit highlight on top of the nose, where you can see that a little bit highlights in here. Beautiful highlight. Hit eyes. I'm not gonna pay attention to fill up other details here. Just a block inside exercise. Okay. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and please bring out the image and do a block in with me, okay? And if you want me to give you some feedback, you can send me a message, or you can send me to my email, in Instagram, Facebook, and I will give you my feedback, okay? And remember, this is the foundation of everything, and I'd like you to learn. So I would be very happy if you do some exercise, okay? And I'd just like to mention that you are the best teacher of yourself, because if you don't do exercise, if you don't try to draw, then no one can help you. Even you find the best teachers in the world, but if you don't do it yourself, you would never get better, okay? Just from my own experience, I'm drawing every day. If I don't draw, I can feel how my hand become very stiff. Alright, so I would say to say goodbye, and I'm looking forward to see you the next episode. Enjoy today, pick up a pencil and draw. Bye bye.